Hi, I'm Irving. Welcome back to TV Fails, where we examine shows from my era that lasted one season or less. Today we begin with weirdness, even for this show.
All of me, why not take all of me?
That song was written in 1931, but I still can't play more of it because somebody renewed the copyright. He's riding at the National Raceway, as the sign will tell us.
Take my lips, I'll never use them.
And then another sign that will tell us we're at that place, wherever it is. A guy is working on that bike and he's having problems.
It won't fit. Please, leave me alone.
Is he talking to the bike or to the music? It is one of the blandest renditions of that song I've ever heard, I'll give him that.
I got it working again, Skinner, I really did. That engine's so fast, I could win this race even if I had to stop the gas up.
Which you don't.
Hell no. Skinner, this is the one.
He's developed an engine that uses a fraction of the gasoline that a regular engine uses. Skinner says if it works like you say, not only are you going to win a lot of races, you are going to be rich because a lot of people will pay a lot for a gas saver like this.
But that's not what this is about. Besides, I'd rather word not got out. From what I hear, guys that come up with those gas savers tend to disappear. Know what I mean?
Welcome to being a statistic, Dwayne. We leave our other man still arguing with his bike and losing and turn to more pleasant pursuits. Our subplot today is as follows. Jane, who will not appear in this episode, has finally said Glow can get her driver's license. She's been devouring the manual, trying to get the others to quiz her all the time, and begging Billy to let her practice with the ice cream truck. But I think she's decided this is a lot more fun.
I want to ride again. Do we have time?
I just have to find Lonnie, then we gotta go.
It was so much fun. I came so close to spinning out back there. Guys, just wait till tomorrow when I get my driver's license.
You do know you don't need a license to do this. You just need permission and money. The mechanic at this place is our man who loses fights with inanimate objects. He's a friend of Johnny's.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I meant to have it done today.
Hey, don't worry about it, Lonnie.
No, I'll fix it right now, I promise. All I got left is the carburetor.
It's no big deal.
Daryl, would you run out to the shed and get me a Harley carb kit, all right?
Get it yourself.
Now, Daryl, you remember who's the boss here.
Drop dead.
If you're the boss, he shouldn't be working there anymore after that.
McGee! Idiot, I just had to take number 7 out of the line because somebody let the fan belt break.
Well, I'll go fix it right away.
Too late! I already fixed it. You may not get it through that idiot brain of yours, but what you're here for is to fix the cars, not some jerk's motorcycle.
Hi, I'm Johnny, some jerk with a motorcycle.
Name's Bart. Bad Bart's go-karts.
I'm thrilled.
Friend of Lonnie's.
Yeah?
He's an idiot.
I'd rather be an idiot than be you. At least the idiot has some manners.
Tough boss.
Uh-oh. Partner.
He's your partner?
Hey, what is this thing? I mean, I know it's an engine, but it looks weird.
Nice going, Johnny. Glow and we wanted to hear more about this partner business. Lonnie has been building that based on nothing but flashes of insight he gets randomly and at no particular time and place. He's building it, but he has no idea how or what the end result is supposed to be. Then he has one of those flashes right in front of them. Johnny says he's always been a flake, but it's gotten worse.
Usually just stuff like you'll find him staring off into space, like he's in another planet or something. By the time he walked around and asked everybody he knew if the name Dee Dee Holiday rung a bell.
Johnny's wondering if his friend needs professional help. He knows just the professionals.
We call it Mr. Brain, the psychotronic inducer. See, the machine probes into the subconscious and then projects the images it finds there.
Dick only wants to know one thing about it.
Can it blow up?
No.
Ever?
No.
Stetmeyer's crisis for this week is a safety inspector who's coming to do what safety inspectors do, safety inspect.
Poison gas. Poison.
Gas! Poison! Gas! Poison!
Lonnie, ever since I was 14.
John, excuse me.
And we were riding.
Excuse me!
Would you wear this, John, for me?
Dick, if you tried to put those on his corpse at his funeral, his body would sit up in the casket and throw them at you by pure reflex.
He just thinks I'm out of my mind. Not to mention what he thinks of Lonnie.
Why, you don't think he can take care of himself?
I don't know. You saw him. What do you think? Lonnie's got a self-respect problem. He's got a low self-image.
You think? Johnny should have been a detective. What insight?
It's a long story, you know, but you really got a bum deal. Orphan, foster homes. Never got to go to school. I'm thinking maybe I made a mistake by bringing him here.
Maybe not. He's producing some images that seem to have significance if they can figure out what it is. But it means something to Dwayne if you turn it over that way.
They asked you nice a couple of times. You had to be pig-headed. I didn't want her to be like this, you know?
Right. So tell me, Skinner, what do you get out of this, huh? Money?
Nah, that can't be it. You're paid plenty.
You may have noticed that Dwayne and Lonnie are identical twins. The short version, they got separated at birth, and whereas Dwayne wound up with a nice family and lots of breaks, Lonnie wound up a statistic of the foster system. Neither knows the other exists. The separated at birth plot is probably as old as fiction itself, but it's well used here. My two favorite movies based on it are Twins, of course, with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Twin Dragons starring Jackie Chan and Jackie Chan. Specifically, the release that includes Maggie Cheung's song, and who was the idiot that made a release without it? What was I talking about?
They, promise you a bike? Huh, is that it? A shiny new bike and your own team? So you can race with the big boys?
Yep, that's it. He's upset because you got it in less than 5 questions, so he doesn't win the year's supply of turtle wax.
Sorry, guys, but I don't think this is going anywhere.
Johnny, this is it. We've tried everything.
Try it again.
B-man, I don't think you understand something. This machine is it. Okay? I mean, we're talking real science here, all right? I mean, this thing's got dual sensory matrix. It's got internal cross-checking. It's got a brand new imaging something. I mean, if it can't find anything, Jason, I can't think of one single reason why not.
I had it sideways.
I think we all could have told them that was an N and not a Z. It's the stylized first letter on the sign for the National Raceway, where a big race is being held tomorrow. Dwayne is the heavy favorite to win, unless he doesn't show up. They don't know that yet, but somehow Lonnie knows exactly how to get there and exactly where to go once he gets there.
Okay, B-man, it's your show. What next?
Be patient. We're making progress.
Patient. Right. Look, B-man, a little quick recap here, okay? We got a mechanic who's building an engine, brings us to a place where people are racing motorcycles. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not having fun. I mean, I love Grease. But I'm just saying, for me to think something's up, I gotta see something a little bit more convincing, you know?
From now on, I'm going to start calling that dialect Billy Babble. It's not funny and it's not endearing. And who's the lady?
Oh my God, you're back. Did you know that this time I thought... I don't want to know.
You're D.D. Holiday. Johnny B. Billy, this is D.D. Holiday.
Remember what Johnny said?
By the time he walked around and asked everybody he knew if the name Dee Holiday rung a bell.
Now it does. If he'd known she was angry with him, he might not have asked so loud.
Well, at least you remembered that much. Let's get you cleaned up. You know, there's some reporters over here. They've been waiting for you for over half an hour.
Not a lot more convincing. Hi, Dwayne.
Lonnie has no idea what's going on.
Dwayne shot.
But now they do. While they explain it to Lonnie, Johnny has some questions of his own.
So how long's this Dwayne guy been missing?
2 days.
Nobody called the cops?
Because she knows that 3 days is how long he's gone when he's on one of these drunks.
Hey, shut up, Skinner!
You stop making things up. And you want to meet Dwayne Schott? Come back same time tomorrow, only don't knock too loud. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Things are really vague here as far as who Skinner is and what his job is, and who Dee Dee is and what her job is, and which one has the higher rank.
He knows we've got this race in the bag with that new engine and all.
Engine? This is his bike? This is the engine I've been trying to build. That's too weird.
Sympathetic twin. It happens lots of times. So where one twin will get hurt and the other will feel pain, or one will hear bad news and the other will feel sad.
If you've watched my story time about Mark, he was an identical twin. He and his brother both described similar things. I don't know if I could handle that. My life has been weird enough with just one of me. Right now, they can't let anyone know Dwayne is missing, and he has a press conference in a few minutes. So guess what?
I don't think this is gonna work, B-Man.
Come on, he looks perfect, right, Dee Dee?
Well, perfect, I don't know, but your arm is pretty close.
Lonnie isn't too sure about this.
Skinner ought to see this.
Dwayne!
Thank you.
But the idea is beginning to grow on him.
Wait, okay, he may look like the guy, but I've been watching this little track here, okay? And all these guys are having to qualify. So you want to tell me what happens when it's Lonnie's turn, Dwayne's turn?
No, Dwayne doesn't have to qualify. It's up to him. He's exempt on points.
He got me! I guess he changed his mind.
Dwayne Schott wants to qualify?
No, he doesn't, and neither does Lonnie. But everybody trusts Skinner. He's Dwayne's right-hand man. At the moment, he's using that right hand for something that is not in Dwayne's best interest. The stylized M that Lonnie saw is the logo of Merchco Industries. They figure that's probably where Dwayne is being held.
Gloria, here, stop!
Don't yell at me!
Listen, Glo, we can just get out right here, okay?
Right.
No! I want a parallel park.
No, really, we can walk.
I want to parallel park.
I think they call this perpendicular parking, Glo.
I know a couple of streets in Tacoma where you're supposed to park like that. Lonnie is holding his own at the press conference.
How about it, Dwayne? What kind of chance you figure you got today?
I feel good. I feel good, Chet. This is my kind of track, you know what I mean?
Hey, don't kid a kidder, Dwayne. How come suddenly this is your kind of track?
Well, you know, it's, paved.
You're correct, it's not a BMX course. In the trailer, Dee Dee is trying to convince Lonnie to ride. He doesn't have to do anything spectacular, just finish the course. Lonnie is refusing. He says, I don't need to ride.
Johnny.
He can match anybody on the track, but there's something not quite right with his bike. That's better. Skinner has no idea how Dwayne finished the course, so he calls his boss. Billy and Elle are tapping into the phones at Merchco to see what they can pick up.
I don't want to know what you're doing with the second Dwayne Schott. I didn't want to know what you did with the last Dwayne Schott. Now look, don't call us here anymore.
That's Merchco of Merchco, and he's getting cold feet. Good thing someone else is pulling the strings.
What do you want anyway? You want him to race? You want him to race on national TV and win with that new engine of his that uses so little gas it doesn't even stop once? So then the whole world can say, hey, where do I get one of those engines? And soon everybody's got one. Everybody except you and me, because we're broke from watching Merchco Petroleum go out of business.
Yes, then you bankroll him and branch out into manufacturing his carburetor and you all get rich, or richer in your case. Oil companies were one of the major enemies of the people in 1985, at least that's how they were painted. mostly because it was true. After the Iranian Revolution in 1978 and the start of the Iran-Iraq War in 1980, a lot of people felt like the oil companies used all the Middle Eastern turmoil as an excuse to jack prices up, just like they did during the OPEC oil embargo in 1973. There were those who thought they held back massive reserves of oil so they could drive the price up and up and up and up and up.
Hold on. The twin qualified. Now what?
We killed Dwayne Schott.
We can't kill Dwayne Schott. Or haven't we been over this? Can I remind you that he is a famous guy?
He means arranged for Lonnie to have a fatal accident on the track. Skinner has access to his bike, so it shouldn't be hard to set up. Then they take the real Dwayne out somewhere and dispose of him. Why they didn't already do that, I'm not sure.
Okay, it's okay. It's all right. Look, Lonnie's only undercover until we show up with Dwayne. And if nobody races...
And nobody dies. All we have to do is get there to make sure.
Yeah, all you have to do is get past that guy's gun. When they went in, Billy told Glow she could practice driving in the parking lot, but be back in exactly 1 hour. It's been an hour and she's there. Billy and Elle aren't.
Bet they were here before me and left already. Bet that's what they did. Boy, you guys in trouble.
My next question, where's she going?
Well, believe me, Al, I mean, it works. More oxygen gets to my brain when I exercise, and I think better.
It's not working. They usually get out of things like this by having Elle shrink and crawl through some alternately terrifying or disgusting situation, but neither situation is presenting itself here.
And you know what I think? I think that you have been taking an awful lot for granted.
He's right about that in a very large variety of contexts. It's one of the many reasons I don't like Billy.
Yeah. I mean, what if I couldn't shrink? What if we got into trouble and your best friend was just an average, ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill, 7'4" guy who couldn't shrink? Then all we could do was just scream and shout till somebody got us out of here! Or maybe I'd just get so mad and so angry that I'd just break down a wall or kick in a door.
By the way, boys, that type of door lock isn't very strong. I could have kicked it open with my gimpy leg. You spent all that time intimidated by a barrier of glorified paper.
Maybe I bottle things up too much.
Don't ever change, big guy, okay?
No, well, looking at that door, I'd say you bottled him up just enough. Now, if you could do something about bungling Billy.
Hey, this is serious, man. I mean, I don't think you get what this is about.
Sure I do. I know what this is about. It's about respect. You know what I mean? Respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Found out what it means to me.
Cut it out, man.
R-E-S-P.
Lonnie.
This whole thing has started going to Lonnie's head. He's beginning to believe he is Dwayne Schott and that he can race this afternoon. Apparently, he also thinks he can sing like Aretha Franklin. Do I have to point out that he's wrong on all counts?
Been walking around my whole life like I'm on some kind of nutcase. Turns out it wasn't all of me there. I was missing some part. Well, guess what, Johnny? I found it.
Yes, you did, but what was missing wasn't the trailer or the TV or the women or any of the rest. What was missing was your brother. And guess what, dude? He's still missing. Lonnie is losing the most important thing behind all the trappings of financial success. To put it bluntly, he's feeling sorry for himself because Dwayne got all this and he didn't.
So you missed out on a couple of breaks.
A couple of breaks. I've been on TV 3 times today. People give me things. People call me sir.
That's not you, that's Dwayne.
I am Dwayne!
As I said, he's prepared to keep this up for as long as he can because people call him sir. That's never happened to him before. That means he's never met me because I call anybody I don't know sir, even women. Wait, I don't do that. That's just... This is really getting to him.
You're not gonna race. This won't last.
I've been on TV.
And that little flash you had, that's your brother saying, tell me your troubles, dude. Dee Dee has had it with his posturing.
Who do you think you are? You know, you got a lot of nerve, that's what. And me, boy, I believe that this stupid plan was gonna work. Do you know the race is starting out there? Nobody's driving. Your buddies haven't found Dwayne, and I'm a lot worse off than I was before. Thanks a lot.
He says, I'll ride. I might not win, but I can put on a good show.
In your dreams, pal. You wouldn't last 1 minute out there, not 1 minute. You get this through your head. You look like him and act like him and walk like him and talk like him, but you are not Dwayne Schott. And you never will be.
This is how he's used to being talked to, and he doesn't like it. You can bet he's going to do something stupid. Billy and Elle have to take a bus back to Humanityne. Naturally, Billy will assume it's all Glow's fault, even though he was the one who got caught and arrived late. Our hero, everybody. I'm skipping an absurd call he made to the police. Elle was all set to tell them the situation, but then Billy grabs the phone and sounds like the lunatic that he is. It's not funny and doesn't advance the plot at all, so never mind.
I didn't say anything before because I didn't want to upset Lonnie. When I was on the track, that bike almost came apart on me.
Well, are the guys checking it out?
No. Listen, I think somebody rigged it.
The frame was sawn in two, you think?
Do you know anyone that could have gotten near the bike? Someone that no one would have noticed?
Just the crew and...
What?
Skinner.
That didn't take long. I get the feeling she didn't like Skinner in the first place. And yes, when nobody's looking, he starts tinkering with Dwayne's bike. Next thing we know, Lonnie is on the bike and in the race.
Hey, I found this over by Dwayne's bike that Skinner must have taken it off.
What's it do?
It's hard to explain. See, when the main tank kicks in...
Main tank?
Yeah, right now he's running on this little tank till the engine gets real hot, and then the main tank kicks in. The gas goes through this, and it gets vaporized.
Okay, so what if that's not on?
Well, then the gas doesn't get vaporized, and it goes straight into the hot carbon. It's just like...
If it dumps enough liquid gas, it should flood the engine and make it quit. But the way she's talking, I think the word she's groping for is kaboom. Lonnie is ignoring all of her calls to come to the pits. Johnny grabs another bike and goes after him.
Well, Baron, it looks like there's a new rider on the track wearing black, and I don't even see him in my program anywhere.
Yes, sir, Keith, so we'll look forward to more thrills and spills when we come back.
I'm sure that's how everybody would react to a fake suddenly popping onto the course like that. In the real world, they'd stop the race and send a dozen enormous security guys to go get him. I'm not saying they'd be able to corral Johnny B, but it would make for a much more interesting race.
I don't want to know where you've taken him. Just make sure it's where nobody ever finds him. Now, did you dope him up?
Yeah. Dan, look, I don't think we thought enough about this.
I have done enough thinking for both of us. Just don't worry about it. And most of all, don't do him until I tell you to.
This leaves me wondering who's really in charge of this company, Murchko or Dan? And if they're planning to dispose of him where nobody will ever find him, why do they need to wait until Lonnie crashes and kill him at the same time? None of this makes sense.
It's clear, you may pass.
Okay. Blinker. Mirror. Blind spot.
Good. Reaction time.
The inspector assumed that was some stunt that the kid knew how to do, so while the truck was stopped, he said, "I quit," got out, and offered to be the kid's agent. And believe it or not, we're cutting away to Glow taking her driving test for a very good reason.
Leave me alone! No! He has left the track. Dwayne Schott has left the track. I do not believe it. No, sirree, Bobby.
Johnny will follow him off the course. Skinner will tail both of them. Dee Dee, Billy, and Elle won't even try. By the time they got to a car, nobody would have any idea which way they went.
Which way did it go, George? Which way did it go?
Hey, when I know what's going on, you'll know what's going on. Just don't do anything. Not yet.
What? You think I'm just gonna sit here waiting for you? No, you count me out.
Look Look who grew a pair for probably the first time in his life. But now the question is, where's he going and what's he going to do? It won't matter because Lonnie saw that street sign in his head and is on his way to keep Murchko from doing anything. It's funny to me how Johnny's blasts never hit any actual objects like the car. They always hit the ground and cause something like that. He needs to spend more time working on his accuracy. On the other hand, he can always say he's aiming for the ground and never misses.
Johnny B! Blinker, mirror, blind spot!
Now Murchko has the chance to do the right thing and turn Dwayne over to them. Or he can do that. He really thinks he can hit a guy on a moving motorcycle with a Saturday night special. Tell me you know nothing about guns without using words. Thank you. Now we have to get Lonnie off that bike, but there's another vehicle blocking Glow's line of sight, so she can't do it. Hey, Lonnie, in a few more seconds, you would have been Dwayne shot to pieces. Might want to think about going back to being you. Everybody's happy and focused on the fact that he's okay. Well, almost everybody.
We saw the explosion.
Oh, there you are. Are you kidding? Just taking off like that? Don't you know that's against the law? You know what almost happened because of that? Oh, great. Now you're going to get a ticket.
I really wish Elle would stuff a sock in his mouth. A friend of theirs narrowly avoided an explosion, and all Billy can think about is the fact that he was inconvenienced. I'll say it again, he is a terrible character, especially as the hero.
Listen, you're just lucky that,
May I see your driver's license, sir?
Now, you want hers.
May I see your driver's license, sir?
Me? Well, what did I do?
I don't believe you came to a full stop at that stop sign back there, sir.
Yeah, but I mean...
The officer would like to see your driver's license, sir.
And that's supposed to be the punchline. It missed. It's predictable, and it couldn't happen to a more deserving jerk. Of course, Lonnie and Dwayne have a lot of catching up to do, and Dwayne is only too happy to have his twin brother on his racing team, and they can even get him a sponsor so he can race right alongside Dwayne.
Come on, Lonnie, you'd be great out there. Besides in here.
What's wrong with here? Oh, you don't know. You haven't seen my new sign.
He's not interested. He's happy right where he is, especially now.
All right, Lonnie.
Wait a minute. You mean you own the place now?
Well, I always had 51%. I just never had the gumption to make any use of it. Thank you, Bart.
You're welcome.
You're welcome what?
You're welcome, sir.
And that nasty mouth kid is gone. Lonnie finally found himself.
Hey, why don't y'all stick around? Have a few spins around the track. On me.
Lonnie, thanks. No, I got to get going. Traffic school.
Is that today?
Yeah.
Do you need a ride?
No. I got a friend of mine's going to pick me up. He said he'd meet me outside.
Who is it?
You don't know him.
Hey, guys. Oh, hey, Billy, ready to go?
And that's our closing joke. Ha ha. This story is good. Joel Polis pulled off the twin brothers nicely, and Glow got her license after the examiner handed her the clipboard, climbed out of the truck, and said, "Fill it out yourself. I'm going home." He's writing at the national rate. The national what? You do know you don't need a lot. Okay, come on. Maybe not. He's producing some. drug companies used all the Middle Eastern turmoils as by having L shrink and crawl through something alternately terrifying or through some but neither good grief. Billy and L have had to take a